is why mental freedom is the most important freedom, right? That is why I just advocate and I advocating, right, for the longest while. Free your mind from mental slavery. Right? You know why? Because every ethnicity needs to free their mind from mental slavery. Every ethnicity needs to free their mind from mental slavery. You free your mind from mental slavery, nothing else don't matter to you. Right? Because it's all mental. Right? It's all mental. Right? That's why you say, hey, people with trillions of dollars of money, right, could never find happiness, never be able to find happiness, never, right? You could, but you might never be able to, right? You could, but you might never be able to, right? This is why free in your mind, right? Everything is mental, right? Everything is mental. And the minute you could liberate yourself from all the traps set up, right? You know, life is a trap, right? Life on earth is a trap. The minute you could free your mentals, right, from every single trap, right, designed to pull you back in it, pull you back in it, pull you back in it. Once you're able to free that mind, you become unstoppable. Nothing could stop you, right? You become an unstoppable universal force, right? That is why you are an unstoppable universal force, right? Because you're able to free your mind, right? The minute you're able to free your mind from every single trap, right, that life placed upon your path, right, it have no stopping you, and the world is yours. And no two ways about it, the world is yours. That is why, right? That is the test. That is the test. You see how people is trap themselves or have others trap them into some kind of manipulation at every step of the journey, right? It's either you're trapped in a school, you're trapped in a workplace, right? You're trapped in a race talk, you're trapped in a bank, you're trapped in something, right? In your mind are referring to, right? No, you could exist in all those organizations and still not be trapped in your mind, right? Theo was saying you can move through all them spaces, right? And still not be trapped in your mind, right? Now, the thing is to free your mind, free your mentals from being trapped, thinking that, hey, you trap here forever, or you trap in this conversation forever, you trap in this physical space forever, right? Is liberating your mind to the extent that you know, hey, you're able to take a risk, right? That you want to take a risk, right? Liberating your mind to the point that, hey, I want to and I think I could risk something for the potential something else, right? Say, hey, you're in your workplace, for example, and that's what I did. I say, hey, I could risk a cool $8,000 to $10,000 a month, right, for the sake of potentially being able to be free, right, to free myself from that environment, right. That is what it means to free your mind, right, freeing your mind from you know what, regardless of the outcome of this circumstance, I don't care what the outcome is. Regardless of the outcome, I know that I was able to free myself enough or free my mind enough to say, hey, I don't want to be here. I just don't want to be here. Right? I don't want to be here no more. And I just don't want to be here. Right? And I write up a resignation letter and you send it in. Because hey, being here makes me feel trapped. Right? Being here makes me feel trapped. So that is the power, right, of your mind, right? The power of your mind, your mentals, right? The power of your mind, your mentals. So whereas me being in that place for 60 years, I was just like, hey, I experienced 7.5 years of this life, right? And I realized that this is a trap, right? This environment is a trap, right? And I was like, hey, well, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. I simply do not want to be here anymore. I cannot, my energy can't sustain this environment anymore, right? And I don't want to be here anymore, right? And I soon approach, and that's how I'm feeling about Earth on the whole. I just mightn't want to be here just now anymore, right? So I felt like that way on Earth. I thought I starting to feel that way, and that's how I liberated myself, and I willing myself out of this place, and I go and will myself out of Earth, and I know that I will. Some people call it suicide, right? But I know I will myself out of this Earth, right? I will myself towards God, towards Allah, right? I will myself out of this place because I just do like it happens when the energy can no longer sustain our environment, right? Your energy no longer can sustain a particular environment, right? And you're willing yourself out of the zone, right? You're willing yourself out of our environment, right? But it all starts in your mind, right? And you have to let go and you have to know, hey, well, certain things don't matter. Certain things don't matter. What you value, right? Do you value money over freedom, freedom over money? Do you value people, family, friends, relations, right? And to what extent do you value these things, and what extent are you willing to detach yourself from these things in order to attain freedom, right? In order to attain freedom. I'm not talking about financial freedom. I talk about freedom as a whole. Freedom as an expansion of your consciousness. Freedom as in freeing your soul from your body, right? That is what I'm referring to, right? The ultimate freedom, right? So it's just some stuff to think about, right? Good.